Hey guys, Tisha here, and we are back for another Real Housewives of Potomac review. During this episode, I was reminded of one of the reasons why I cannot stand Ashley, because Ashley has this way of creating a problem and then acting like she doesn't understand what part she played in it. Towards the end of the episode, what she did with Wendy and Nneka is gonna kind of map out the course of that friendship, all because of what she said to Nneka. Anyways, let's get to the review. So first we have Ashley. We see Ashley meet up with her mother because they're going to be looking at flowers and things for her housewarming that she's throwing. She's telling her mom that she wants it to be like a sanctuary because to her that's what it is. It is her sanctuary, even though we know that Michael's name is on the mortgage. It's her sanctuary. We hear about the new girl, Nneka, how she is also Nigerian. And I believe wholeheartedly, whether Ashley tries to act like it or not, that she invited this friend to the friend group because she wanted to get at Wendy. Out of all the people in the world, you just find another Nigerian, or was this Bravo, the producers, doing? I don't know which one, but I think it's really convenient. Even though she met her and she lets us know that Nneka is nice, I do believe that Nneka is there to create problems because Ashley is the one who we're being told is bringing her in. Her mother brings up Candace and Michael and that whole situation and what Michael said about it. And Ashley claims not to know anything because they haven't discussed it. Do I believe that? No. I do believe that they discussed it because later on when her mother says to her, so is Michael gonna go through with it? She tells her mom that he is gonna move forward with it because that what the claims that Candace made affected his business. How can Ashley know that these claims have affected his business, that he's going to go through with the lawsuit if, in accordance to Ashley, they haven't talked about it? I don't believe it. According to Ashley, she's not inviting Candace because Candace at one point told her she doesn't want to have anything to do with her. She brings up to her mother that Candace shouldn't be talking so recklessly about Michael. If she hadn't have done that, she wouldn't have been in this situation. And I just feel like it's so interesting how Ashley is saying this when Ashley talks recklessly about people all the time. She's going to talk recklessly about her conversation that she had with Nneka, even though Nneka didn't even imply anything in regards to the article that Ashley read. So Ashley is just as reckless. She was reckless when it came to Candace and her husband. So because of that, and because Candace isn't talking to her, whatever, she's not invited to the party. We then see Mia. Mia and Karen are meeting up for a conversation. As Karen pops out, I really don't like that skunk look on Karen with the really, really bold blonde and then the darker color. It makes her look harder to me. Karen doesn't like that Mia was lying on her about her sexual endeavors because apparently last season, Mia had spoken about a rumor that she heard about Karen and some guy. And Karen says that she didn't like that because it wasn't done. She felt like it was done out of malice. That she was really close to Mia and she was very supportive of her, and she would have thought that had anyone had her back that it would have been Mia. Mia denies that this was a lie or telling a lie on Karen because she said someone told her the rumor. But my thing is, if you did not see it for yourself, if you did not hear it from the person or from Karen, then it is a rumor because it was told to you. Now, whether or not it's truth to it, I don't know, nor do I care, but it bothered who was supposed to be your friend. We've seen that these ladies embellish things from one little basic story and turn it into something different. Example, Giselle and what she did to Candace's husband, where she implied that he made her feel uncomfortable in that hotel room and all those other things, when it really wasn't all of that. There was a lot more context to that story. So Karen is right to feel upset about what Mia implied about her, that it could affect her husband. Karen says, from here on out, don't bring about rumors that are about me or anyone else, especially me, because what it does is it damages my institution. And by my institution, I'm not just talking about my marriage, I'm talking about all the things associated with my life. So like her business and things of that nature. Karen then asked Mia about how things are going with Gordon. She says that they're good. So she was like, well, Giselle kind of implied that there was some embezzlement. Have you, worked all that out? And she said that at one point she was questioning that too in the beginning, but that is not the reason why he was terminated. We still don't really know the real reason. Mia then talks about how she's no longer drinking, but then she says she's drinking wine. Stop saying you're no longer drinking. You're drinking wine, you're drinking. She then says the reason why she acted the way she acted towards Wendy, because not only was she on medication at that time, but she also was drinking the liquor with the medication, and she feels like that's why she acted the way she acted. I hate when people use alcohol as an excuse to why they've done something that they shouldn't do. You tossed a drink in her face. You very well were aware of it. You knew what you were doing. You weren't blackout drunk. And even if you were, that's not an excuse. If you cannot handle your liquor, then don't drink anything. And then don't come back to us and try to act like we're supposed to really believe that that was the reason why you did it was because of you mixed pills and drink. Karen got on my nerves a little bit with this because rather than Karen calling her out, Karen let her go with that as the reason why she did what she did to Wendy. And that's not okay. We see them agree that they'll be better at interacting with each other. No more rumor talk. And they're going to start from day one. They do the whole handshake thing, which Mia detests. She wants to hug her. But Karen's like, no, we're starting from day one. You're going to get the handshake. We then see Candace. Candace's manager arrives at her home to discuss things that are going on with the business. One of the things that he says is you're about to be at the end of your contracts, which will allow us to explore more things with other places as far as who would want to sign her. Her tour is going to be expanding to different locations. They're going to be going back to some places and adding some new ones. So while they're talking about the lineup, her manager mentions, okay, maybe we should use Drew for the Chicago show to be one of your guests. And Candace immediately shuts that down. I don't know if it's because she felt like Drew didn't add anything or if it's because she didn't want to share money with Drew. But Candace says, I don't need her when it comes to this music stuff. Especially not in Chicago where I've sold out. She was okay for Atlanta, but she wasn't okay for Chicago. Okay, Candace. So Candace is a user because the whole reason why she asked Drew to come in the first place was because someone else that was supposed to be singing with her had to drop out at the last minute. So Candace will use people. All right, got it. Next we have Robin. Robin and this Juan thing are getting on my nerves because Robin and Juan are going to continue to show up and give us this basic exchange that really doesn't hold any merit because y'all are just doing it because production probably told you all to. Robin let Juan know the things that the woman said when she met up at Giselle's house. She said when she arrived at Giselle's house that she felt like it was an intervention rather than just girls catching up. She says that Giselle's thing is, in light of what happened with the laundromat, why would Juan put her in a position to be photographed again? And rather than Juan acknowledging that, Juan says that he doesn't care. And the truth is that that's the problem because he doesn't care. He does not care about his wife. If you're my husband, you're supposed to cover me just like I'm supposed to, and I'm going to cover you. So when you do things that put questions out there about our status and you do things that allow people to know that you're cheating on me when we're trying to keep this on the down low, because Robin, I believe, is very aware of what Juan does. She just is an out of sight, out of mind kind of person because she has yet to show enough frustration about the situation. She's doing what a lot of people do where they're taking out their frustration on their friends rather than their man. So she's very dismissive of the things that that her friends are saying. She's very passive aggressive when she responds to them. She is not ready. And if she's not ready, let her stay where she's at. Because at this point, I don't care. Juan is an F-boy that never has really covered Robin. You got married. He divorced you because of money problems, because he was mad at you for the money stuff. And then here you go, how many years later, and you remarry him. Not only that, Juan went from really not wanting to have anything to do with the show. He didn't want to be filmed by the show. He didn't want to be on the show. Now, all of a sudden, when he's done what he's done, now he's going to come on the show and give basic, vague answers as to what is going on. When we've seen so many instances where he has avoided filming, which proves that y'all are here to get this Potomac check and that's it. Robin says she wants me to be mad at you, but I'm not. It's so crazy how quickly Robin is ready to throw Giselle under the bus, because why are you telling your husband all these things about what your supposed best friend is saying in this manner? Because at some point, do you not think that Juan, even though y'all are on national television, he would see it anyway, is going to resent her? Oh, y'all, they started mowing the grass. I'm sorry. They talk about his job and the allegations again, and they cross over it vaguely, but Bravo shows us that there are some alleged sexual allegations, that Juan knew that the student was being harassed by one of the coaches and all that other stuff. But Robin wants us to believe that she knows that despite what is being said in the paper, that Juan did everything that in his power to protect his kids and to help the students. I'm thinking, girl, you don't know that because you didn't even know that he was cheating on you. You didn't even know about this girl in Canada. So let's not sit here and act like you know everything about Juan. That's the end of that. We then get to Nneka. Nneka is an attorney who is married to an internal medicine doctor. They just got married. She moved to Potomac about a year ago because of that. They close on a 5-bedroom, 5-bathroom, 6,000 square feet home. That's big. And they are going to be fixing up this home. We see that they have already gutted certain rooms and done some renovation. And we hear about how she never knew it would take this long to close because they got a whole bunch of properties, and the mortgage people got mad because they didn't know about those properties. And I'm not quite sure how I feel about her yet. It's obvious that she comes from money, which is fine, but I don't know. I don't have an opinion yet. We then see Wendy. Wendy is looking for a studio space for a talk show. She wants it to be about politics and important conversations, as well as stuff that friends talk about. She's working with a producer, and as she's working with this producer, she's telling us how smart she is and all her accolades and all these things, but she has not done a full check on the producer. She doesn't know the producer's resume because she's like, I think she had something that went to Sundance. I think she did this. I need Wendy to know what she produced. If this is the person that you're going to have over your company, that you want to help you produce this talk show that you're trying to do so that you could have it shot by other networks, I would really think that you would want to make sure that that person is going to bring you what you need. Hear her talk through the different titles, and she decides that she thinks Wine with Dr. Wendy would be good. So you want to be like Tasha K. You want to be a part of the Winos Club because Tasha K does the wine. So now you're going to do the wine too. Okay, got you, Dr. Wendy. We then have Karen. We see Karen, Ashley, Mia, and Giselle meet up to work out. We find out that Karen is about to be triple 20, which is 60. We get all this dramatic music because she's telling us about how they ran all the tests that they run when you get to a certain age, and that one of them came back with 5% calcium in one of her arteries. I'm like, okay, Karen, now you need to stop, because 5%. So they're there to help Karen to maintain her health and to get healthier because of this 5% thing in her artery. While she was saying it, I was thinking about my mother, who back in September had a mini heart attack because she had a 95% blockage in her right coronary artery. So when I'm hearing her talk about this 5%, I'm like, Karen, what the hell? Yes, it's some type of blockage or something that's going on. You don't want to have any of those things. But 5%, we didn't need the dramatics. Just come out and say that you had some tests that had, a little slight elevation, and as a result, you want to do these. But we know Karen is going to be dramatic. So we see the ladies working out, and they're spreading their legs. They're talking about having a good time. They're laughing, all those other things. When they finish, Mia goes to the restroom. Giselle asks about, I noticed you and Mia, and she's like, yeah, we're making progress. We spoke. We had a very deep conversation the other day. I don't know how deep it was because we didn't see everything, but it didn't seem that deep to me. They agreed that there was going to be no more rumors, just facts. And Giselle uses that opportunity to say, okay, well then don't you owe Robin an apology for the things that you said about Juan and that lady that looked like you. You didn't have facts, you had rumors. And Karen's basically like, okay, when you put it like that, I guess I can, apologize a little bit. But I'm with Karen. Why does Karen need to apologize? As much as Robin has come at Karen's neck season upon season when it comes to the tax situation and this other guy that Charisse keeps bringing up and all these other things, Karen doesn't really need to apologize. Now, Karen's saying that she'll show her a little bit of grace and she may apologize for that. Is Karen just being the bigger person? Because Robin does deserve to have her feet held to the fire, because Robin has continuously been a bully season upon season, but she gets away with it for her privilege. Yes, I said because of her privilege, because we're going to call a spade on this channel. She brings up the rumor she mentioned about the lady that looks like her. Karen says that, okay, yeah, maybe I guess it was a rumor, so I can show her a little grace there. But we've seen pictures at this point because they've been put out on Twitter. And it wasn't a rumor. The lady does look like a younger version of Karen. So Karen wasn't lying. Whether it was a rumor or not, she wasn't lying. There was truth to it, and now we're seeing the truth because the pictures have been released. We find out that even though Ashley and Michael aren't divorced, that they are very much separated, and he's paying for, his name is on the mortgage, but his name isn't on the deed. Because remember, she told us before that he's on the mortgage. Now she's telling them that he's not on the deed, that it's her house. They bring up Candace and what's going on with that. Ashley says she doesn't want to talk to me. Both Robin and Giselle are anti-Candace. I don't understand why Giselle is so anti-Candace when Giselle is the one who's creating a problem with Candace. But whatever. They're going to do what they're doing. She's not invited. So Ashley is kind of icing her out. Got it. Ashley's housewarming is in full swing. She invited what she's calling her core group of friends and family. So you just met NECA, but she's your core group of friends. Okay. Giselle arrives with her Corona as a housewarming gift. Her Uncle Lump is there, and Giselle begins to talk about the trip that she had with Michael, and he's confused about this vacation because he didn't know that Michael was there. And I'm with Lump. Lump is like, y'all getting a divorce or not? Because you're getting divorced, but yet you're hanging out with him and you're going places with him. It does send mixed signals, not just to Michael, but to your children. Figure out what y'all are doing. I'm over Ashley's storyline in this divorce. She already admitted to us last episode that she's the one dragging her feet. So I don't want to talk about it anymore. She talks about this sea house chic thing that she has going on, and just because you use colors that you would see in a certain house does not mean that you're by the sea, according to Mia. We see Wendy arrive, and she hugs everyone with the exception of Giselle and Mia. Giselle even steps to the side as she's hugging someone, and I just don't understand what Giselle's issue is with Wendy because Giselle seems to be extremely bothered by this woman when she hasn't done anything to her. Or maybe I'm missing something because I didn't watch that much of last season. But I do believe that things were done to Wendy. I do believe that Mia was overly aggressive with Wendy. But once again, we have that privilege that Bravo thinks that if they add another chocolate person on, that we're not going to see it. But on this channel, we see it. She gives a tour of her home. It's a lot of white, but the house seems nice. We then see Deborah walk in, and Wendy is immediately bothered by Deborah. Apparently, Deborah last season said something in regards to Smile and Eddie referring to Wendy's husband and how he was overly flirtatious. In real life, these people would not be around each other, but we're going to do it for the show. We then see Robin finally arrive, and she let us know that she is coming because she's not hiding from anything or running from any confrontation when it comes to these ladies. I sat there, I'm like, okay, so all these different women are coming, and the only people with a housewarming gift is Nneka and Robin, even though Corona, really. But you're supposed to have a gift in hand when you come to a housewarming people. And for you people to have money, y'all really should have had a gift. Wendy says that she has seen Nneka in passing. It seems like everybody is greeting Nneka with open arms. There's no negative energy towards her. It's all cordial. We then see Ashley pull Wendy to the side to talk with her. And Ashley is going to do what Ashley does best, and she's going to begin to stir the pot. So we see Wendy congratulating for her home and saying that she's very proud of her and how, you know, she's looking out for her kids and making sure that they have a home that's full of love, and that when she walked into the space, she could immediately feel that her home is welcoming, it's inviting, and she feels the love in the space. That is real, because in real life, if you're a person who picks up on energy, you can pick up on things like that. Wendy then talks to Ashley about how, you know, she doesn't know, you know, where they stand and how things are, and that she's trying to see if she can trust her. But there are some times where she has issues. She brings up how one of those issues was with the situation with Deborah, where Deborah did that whole thing where she, you know, said that Wendy's husband was flirting with her. I think it's obvious based on the things that I've seen of Ashley over the years that I don't think Wendy can trust Ashley. I think she can trust Candace and maybe Karen, but even with Karen, that's a strong maybe. Ashley could see, according to herself, why Wendy would be worried, but she feels like they just need to spend more time getting to know one another, and Wendy doesn't need to be so guarded. Of course, Wendy is guarded when you do things like what she does in the next clip. So we get a flashback of Ashley talking to Nneka, telling her, you know, how she's smart and she's intelligent and she's a doctor. And Nneka says, oh, she's a medical doctor. And she's like, no, not a medical doctor. So she goes, oh, she's a doctor of philosophy. Did it come across as shady? Maybe a little slight, because you already knew that she was not a medical doctor. When she told you she wasn't a medical doctor, you didn't have to include the philosophy part, but let's be clear. Obtaining any form of doctorate is work, okay? I have friends that are doing it, and seeing how much work is put into it, seeing how much writing and research and all those other things that they have to do for this process. We're not going to sit here and downplay this woman's accomplishments. We're just not. But okay. Ashley had to have known that mentioning this to Wendy, saying that Nneka said this, would bring some type of energy in between the two of them, because now she's going to be defensive. Wendy is about Nneka because of the way Ashley presented this. So we then see Ashley talking to Nneka, and Ashley brings up an article that she saw with her, y'all, sorry, landscape, an article that she saw where her family was shunned for whatever practices that they did. They don't know whether or not this article is factual. Anybody can write an article. I can be a blogger and put something out there and it not be factual. So for Ashley to bring this up to Nneka is messy, because if you were really concerned about it, if you really wanted to build a friendship with Wendy, then she should have had that conversation with Wendy. But that's not what she wanted to do. She decided to stir that pot. So she's telling Wendy how Nneka pointed out this and Nneka pointed out that, and she said that, you know, they don't even practice this and yada yada yo. And Wendy agrees it's not heavily practiced. It's not something that her family practices. So she, you know, it doesn't have anything to do with her. The producer then does what we the people want them to do more often and calls out Ashley for what she did, because the producer is like, look, you provided that information to Wendy and made it seem like Nneka was talking trash about her, when that's not what Nneka was doing. Nneka was answering your questions. Thank you, production. Ashley is messy as hell. And her response to the producer pointing that out is tequila. So Ashley has now created a rift because Wendy feels like Nneka has come to this group, being new to the group, and sitting here and bringing up stuff about Wendy when Ashley is truly the one who did it. That is the end of this review. You all let me know what you guys think down below. Please like and please subscribe. I am on the road to 400. I don't have much more to go. If you are watching this, you should just go ahead and subscribe. I mean, if you haven't already, of course. Until next time.